Give him a hug. Can you give him a hug? Early 2016, we found out we were pregnant. But that process didn't go super well.
In the 20-week ultrasound, they couldn't quite tell whether or not his right foot was clubbed. And so when we went in at 24 weeks, the doctor came in afterwards and said, I've got good news and I've got bad news. The good news is that his foot isn't clubbed, and the bad news is we're admitting you right now.
I hadn't started dilating, but I was really super close. So it was just, basically I was in labor.
Thomas was born at 25 weeks. Once he got to the neonatal intensive care unit, required to be on a ventilator for a period of time. He had all the problems that we would normally experience with an extremely low birth weight, low gestational age infant.
He was tiny. He was born at 1 pound, 11 and a half ounces. And the next morning, one of the nurses took our wedding rings and they fit around his ankle onto his legs. You're thinking you've got almost 15 weeks to do things like get a nursery ready, and all of a sudden you don't have that luxury anymore, and you're not going to be a parent, you are a parent.
It's always a roller coaster. Thomas had problems with some feeding intolerance and being on the ventilator for an extended period of time. And that's, very difficult for families to kind of go through that on a day-to-day basis, let alone a week-to-week and a month-to-month basis. So it's not an easy thing to do, and we try and support them as much as possible through that.
I don't know if we would have ever gotten through it without the nursing staff. We became friends with some of them, and it was just that comfort where we knew that we were going to be in the hospital for a long time, like 3+ months. And the reality is that we weren't going to be able to take that time off work. And so it was one of those things where I don't know if I could have gone back to work without like that trust factor there with them.
The staff really did a good job of making sure that we knew exactly what we needed to do and put us in a position to succeed.
For his first birthday, we really wanted it to be like the most important people in his life. So, my family and Todd's family. And then we invited the NICU staff, because without them, he wouldn't be here.
They worked just as hard, and sometimes harder, to make sure that we were in a position where we could be having that first birthday party.
Bye, monkey! They didn't have to treat us like family, but they did. And to this day, we still have relationships with most of the nurses that took care of Thomas. And they are just as invested as we were as parents. And you can't really put like a price tag on what that means to us.